Judgment Night and the Promised Landfill. So Jesus finally decided to come back to earth again, but when he got there it was night time, and most everybody was fast asleep. Sure, there were a few hookers and crackheads who were still awake, but they didn't want to be saved because they knew that sex and drugs were not allowed in heaven. So Jesus wandered the earth for a while, but he couldn't seem to find anybody who really wanted to be saved, because the people who were still awake were still alive technically, and they weren't quite ready to die for their sins and go to heaven where there was no entertainment and nothing to do really except sit around and worship God all day long. And Jesus even went back to Israel again. But he couldn't seem to find anybody who really believed it was him again. So he left again, vowing never to go back there again. Then Jesus stopped by the Vatican. But the Pope was fast asleep, and the guard on duty told him to come back tomorrow and to be sure to bring some identification this time. So Jesus left the Vatican and went to Russia, but everybody just laughed at him there and told him he should go to China, where everybody just laughed at him there again, but they told him he should go to Afghanistan. So he did. And when he got there, he finally found some suicide bombers who said, sure, they were more than ready to go to the promised land and score some virgins like they had been promised. But then Jesus told them that the promised land was not quite what they thought it was. In fact, it wasn't really even called the promised land anymore. It was actually called the promised landfill, where the souls of all the brainless terrorists went after they died for no reason whatsoever. And there were no virgins there, only lots of worms and rats and cockroaches. So then the suicide bombers all ran away screaming, and the war on terrorism pretty much ended the next day. And Jesus went back to heaven with a smile on his face, knowing that he had saved the world once again. In the middle of the night even, now known forever after as Judgment Night. And with that, our story ends, and the moral is simple. You better be good and not kill anybody, or you just might end up in the eternal trash heap of moronic martyrs and brain-dead believers, otherwise known forever after as the Promised Landfill.